Wow, welcome to Brownsville, always a fiesta. My name is Mariano Bin Ayala. I'm President and CEO of the Brownsville Convention and Visitors Bureau. Today, I'm going to be talking about the Brownsville Tourist Ambassador Program, and we're going to be showing you a few slides on the Brownsville Tourist Ambassador Program. Our mission statement is to increase tourism by training and inspiring frontline hospitality industrial employees, volunteers, and business professionals. We want to turn every visitor encounter into a positive experience in hopes that they become an ambassador for the city of Brownsville. Our progress was we had a citywide marketing meeting in which we met, we heard their suggestions and ideas, we came back and planned the next steps or what programs we should be doing, then we took action, and this is the result, the Brownsville Tourist Ambassador Program. The citywide marketing meeting results were that we were always out there. We were promoting Brownsville in the big cities, the Dallas, the New Yorks, the Orlandos, the Californias, and what have you, by attending trade shows, marketing in national magazines and state magazines. The citywide marketing meeting committee said, you need to let us know here in Brownsville, what is it that you all do? So they said, let's remember what we did out there, but let's concentrate on the here. And the here brought us with a things to do poster with QR codes. We have kiosks displayed at the airport and the Brownsville Metro area, and the Brownsville Tourist Ambassador Program. Our long goal was to start WOW, Always a Fiesta campaign. Thus, now you have Brownsville, Always a Fiesta. The Brownsville Tourist Ambassador Program cycle consists of a Brownsville Tourist Ambassador Program which gives us the ability to recognize potential events. For example, we had a business person that saw the Brownsville Tourist Ambassador Program, and he says, you know what, our company has a statewide golf tournament that's held in San Antonio and other parts of the state. Why can't we have it here in Brownsville, since Brownsville has so much to offer? So after hearing the Brownsville Tourist Ambassador Program, he went back to his office, and with the help of the Brownsville Convention and Visitors Bureau, Brownsville will now be hosting his statewide golf tournament. So how it worked was we had an RFP. We told him how we would host the program. He submitted it, and now we're going to be hosting it. Thus, the Brownsville Convention Visitors Bureau met its goal of putting heads in beds. So this is the cycle of the Brownsville Tourist Ambassador working. This is why we say, and we're asking every citizen to become an ambassador of Brownsville, with the hopes that this will continue happening over and over for the benefit of all in Brownsville.
In the far reaches of the South Texas tropics, there is still a place full of tradition and rich in culture. A place of year-long celebrations, where its nature and wildlife are enhanced by the richness of a mighty river. There is a place where new frontiers were started. And history is still alive, where the local flavors blend into a festive ambience, infused by two great nations, whose international artists, musicians, and chefs bring it to life, and business thrives. What will you discover? Should you find yourself asking, does such a place really exist? Yes. Brownsville, a place that will keep you coming back to make friends and lasting memories, where you'll always find a fiesta.
As you can see, the video shows everything or a lot of attractions of the beauty of what Brownsville is all about. But the key to Brownsville is the ambassador program. And you, every citizen, will become an ambassador for our lovely city. After you see the Brownsville Tourist Ambassador Program, we want you to take action, as that person did by bringing his statewide golf tournament to Brownsville. That is the action that we're asking each and every one of you to do once you see the Brownsville Tourist Ambassador Program. The Brownsville Convention and Visitors Bureau is here to help you solicit and plan and get your association, your conferences, and your sporting events to the city of Brownsville. We are here to help you. If you have something to tell someone and you get lost, just go to our webpage, www.brownsville.org. Once you go to our website, you're going to see a lot of what Brownsville has to offer. And the beauty of this website, that this past summer, our website was an awarded first place for the best website by the Texas Association of Convention and Visitors Bureau. The reason I bring that up is that there is a lot of pride in what we have to offer, and we like promoting it. So if you need to show someone what Brownsville has to offer and you're lost for words, send them to www.brownsville.org and let our webpage do the talking. Wow, always a fiesta. The Brownsville Tourist Ambassador Program. Quick facts. What I'm going to show you is just some quick facts about what Brownsville's about and what we have to offer. If you want to get into, the object is to motivate you to go and see a lot of our attraction and learn a lot more in depth on your own, and we have more time. This is just quick facts to give you an idea of all the things Brownsville has to offer. The Brownsville Information Center is located on Ruben Torres Senior Boulevard. We provide the residents and visitors with a lot of information about our attractions and things to do here in the city. Some of the quick facts about the city of Brownsville. Some of our top employers are the Brownsville Independent School District, the University of Texas, Brownsville, Texas Southmost College, Cameron County, the city of Brownsville, and the Port of Brownsville. Our weather is semi-tropical year-round. Our demographics as of 2010 is 180,000 people. We have the Brownsville South Padre Island International Airport, which has airlines from American Airlines, United Airlines, and Aeromexico. We have the Brownsville Metro System has 15 bus routes that operate from 6:30 in the morning to 8 p.m. Monday through Saturday. We have 3 international bridges. The B&M Bridge, which is the Brownsville Matamoros International Bridge, the International Gateway International Bridge, and the Veterans International Bridge at Los Tomates. The Stillman House Museum in the Brownsville Heritage Complex is one that we're very, very proud of. Mr. Charles Stillman is the founder of Brownsville, and his home is located on 13th and East Washington. It contains a lot of mid-19th century furnishing, and the beauty of it, there's a lot of exhibits about his house, and the Brownsville Heritage Complex has so much artifacts, so much history, not only of Brownsville and the Valley, but throughout the state. Mr. Charles Stillman is the founder of Brownsville. And people will ask me, if he's the founder of Brownsville, why are we not called Stillmansville or Stillmanstown? Well, at that time, we had Fort Tejas located in the southern part of the city. And in one of the skirmishes with Mexico, we had Major Jacob Brown, who was serving at Fort Tejas, who died in this skirmish. Mr. Charles Stillman wanted to honor Mr. Brown, Major Brown, and named the city after Major Jacob Brown, and that's why we're called Brownsville. General Zachary Taylor also wanted to honor him and renamed Fort Tejas to Fort Brown. So that's why we called it Fort Brown. And if you notice, one of our biggest auditorium is named Jacob Brown Auditorium, and the city is named Brownsville. How do we honor Mr. Stillman and his family? We named our main street Elizabeth Street, and that was Charles Stillman's wife. A couple of streets down, we have St. Charles Street, and that was in honor of Mr. Charles Stillman. Some of the history of Brownsville is the Palo Alto Battlefield National Historic Park. The importance of this battle is that it was a skirmish between Mexico and the United States. And this battle led into increasing the territory of the United States, which includes now part of Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, and California, and some other states. We also have the famous Battle of Palmito Ranch, which is located on Highway 4 towards Boca Chica Beach. The significance of this battle is that it was the last battle fought in the Civil War. A lot of people think it was fought in the southern states, but it was literally fought here in Brownsville, Texas. And mind you, it was after the war had ended 6 weeks later. Of course, we know that communications was a little bit slower at that time, thus the battle occurred. But this was the last battle fought of the Civil War. We have what we call the Mitty Culture District, which is the entrance into the downtown area. The Mitty family donated a lot of funds to help redevelop this area. Included in the Mitty Culture District, we have several very important entities ranging from the Brownsville Museum of Fine Arts, the Gladys Porter Zoo, Camille Playhouse, the Costumes of America Museum, the Children's Museum of Brownsville, the Historic Brownsville Museum, the Old City Cemetery, and the Cemetery Center. The Brownsville Museum of Fine Arts is a tremendous place to see world-renowned artists, international arts, and not only do they have great presentation and art displays, but they also offer art classes and music classes to the local. And this is, especially during the summer, they have art classes for the children. But if you go there, you're going to see world-renowned artists. For instance, they had the exhibition of Dolly a few months ago, and coming will be the King Tut artwork will be displayed also. So we have tremendous artwork being displayed at the Brownsville Museum of Fine Arts. The Camille Playhouse. A lot of visitors always want to know where the locals perform. Our Camille Playhouse has been displaying our talents for the last, say, 50 years. Matter of fact, we have a lot of local talent that we're so proud of. This is also located at the Mitty Cultural District. The Gladys Porter Zoo is a world-renowned zoo. This zoo has been so famous that we've had generations of gorillas born here. We've had one baby gorilla just sent to the Cincinnati Zoo a couple of months ago. And matter of fact, they named the baby Gladys. We're also very excited about 250 tropical species of plants that are located there. We have many types of birds and hundreds of animals and reptiles. The Costumes of America's Museum, which is also located in the Mitty Culture District, has a display of over 200 costumes from Mexico, Central America, and South America. Many of these costumes were handmade. And the beauty of this, it gives you the history of each dress. If you go there, even men are excited and wonder by the artwork and the costume that these people would make by hand. I suggest to every lady and even the men to please go by this, because if you go there, your eyes are going to see some wonderful and outstanding handmade costumes from throughout America. Our Children's Museum is an interactive museum. One of the first displays that I remember, and it's still there, is we teach children how to become, say, a weather person. For instance, they have a set up where a child can go and learn how to give for instance, the weather. They'll learn that there's really nothing in the background except a blank blue screen. They have to look at a monitor. They have a clicker in their hand, and they realize that they control everything. And they look at the monitor, and they start displaying how there's national weather. They click. They go to the state. They click. And then they go to the valley. And all this, they're learning how to give the weather. And at the same time, they're learning how to handle the click, look at a monitor. And the next thing you know, we have a future weather person or an anchor person. So this is a type of museum we have at the Children's Museum. It's called an interactive museum. The Historic Brownsville Museum, it's located on 6th and East Madison Street with a lot of historical artifacts. Its Spanish colonial architect is unreal. This used to be the old Southern Pacific train depot. And as a matter of fact, we still have housed there, constructed in 1928, which we call locomotive engine number 1. This engine used to be the one that would carry cargo from Brownsville to Point Isabel on a daily basis. And it's been there, and it's a beautiful locomotive. And like I say, there's a lot of history located at the Historic Brownsville Museum. The old city cemetery, people kind of get a little bit goosebumps because you mentioned a cemetery. But the beauty of a city cemetery, there's a lot of people that know that there's a lot of local history written on mausoleums and cemeteries. So your tourists like to go to city cemeteries, not only to see some of the beautiful artwork with the statues at headstones or what have you, but to learn the history of that city. So we promote our city cemetery, and we also have what we call the old City Cemetery Center, where you can go and find a lot of facts about family members that are in the city cemetery. So this is very important as far as historical aspect is concerned. Brownsville has very unique cuisine. We have famous Mexican food, but we also have a lot of fresh seafood. We remember the Gulf of Mexico is only 22 miles away from us, so we can say, well, what slept in the Gulf last night is being served to you today. So we like to brag about the cuisine that we have here locally in Brownsville. Brownsville, with its semi-tropical weather, is world-renowned for its birding. We have 2 fantastic areas that promote our birding. Brownsville is known as 2 naturally migrating barriers or areas where the birds naturally travel over Brownsville going to the southern states for the winter, and then they travel back over Brownsville to get back to their regular homeland. We have Resaca de la Palma State Park, the largest state park in the valley, located on Farm Road 1742. We also have Sable Palm Sanctuary, which is the most southern bird sanctuary in the United States. Here you can, at both of these areas, you have walking tours that are available, walking trails where the birders can actually be so close to the birds that they almost can touch them. That's why a lot of birders like to come to our part of the world, because they're right next to the birds. And like I said, there's 2 major flyways which really attract a lot of birders. We like to promote health here in Brownsville, and because of that, we started the Brownsville Farmers Market a couple of years ago. At one time, we were only opening them for about 3 months on Saturdays from 9 to 12. Well, the locals felt that it was such a good idea, and it promoted healthy living, that they said we want it open year-round. So now the Brownsville Farmers Market is open every Saturday from 9 to 12, and we have a lot of locals selling fresh vegetables, fresh fruits, and there's a lot of plants that you can buy. Matter of fact, I remember I bought a big jar of fresh honey, and I use that to this day. Recreational sports. Because of our weather, we have a lot of recreational sports that's available. We have on Pares Line Road, next to the Brownsville Event Center, we have 16 lit pro tennis courts. And matter of fact, we do have a professional tennis tournament every February, and this is a qualifier for the U.S. Open tennis tournament. We also have a big movement of kayaking. The Brownsville Utilities Board in the city of Brownsville is cleaning up our resacas, and we're promoting kayaking, which is a very healthy event, and it's promoting healthy living also. Cycling has become so popular that we started promoting cycling the last couple of years. We have a city commissioner so big in cycling that we promoted Ciclovia. Ciclovia now is being done at least twice a year, where we close down a big area of the city where no traffic is allowed. Families can take their kids in tricycles, bicycles, skateboarding, walking, running, and there's non-traffic areas. It's a great family outing, and it's a great cycling event. The Brownsville Sports Park, which is located off of Merriman Road, is a tremendous facility that we are promoting it a lot, because we feel that it's a state-of-the-art facility in which we accommodate softball, BMX, cycling, skateboarding, basketball, beach volleyball. We have soccer fields, football fields. We have also hosted a number of state, national, and international tournaments. At the sports park, a couple of years ago, we set a national Zumba record, or a Guinness Book world record in Zumba. We had the largest Zumba class dancers, and last year we came back and we set a new record with Zumba Tonic. Zumba Tonic was kids from 9 to 12 dancing Zumba at one time. We also had the largest fishing tournament for kids, hosted by the committee, the group called Hook for Life. As a matter of fact, they promote this so much that kids are dying for May to come around, because they get a free fishing pole and a free reel. And they come and fish. It's a family outing. They get to take this rod and reel home. But not only that, it's a lifelong sporting event that they be able to do forever. And I want to thank the Hook for Life for promoting this nice bonding between kids and their parents. The performing arts is held at the University of Texas Brownsville. We have 6 yearly shows, and if you go to our webpage, you can see the schedule of these shows. For instance, we've had a ballet folklorico de Mexico. We had the Fiddler on the Roof. We've had dancers from all over the world. It's a beautiful opportunity to see talent from throughout the world. Golfing is humongous throughout the world, and here in Brownsville, I'm happy to say that we have 7 golf courses located within 25 minutes of Brownsville. We have the Brownsville Golf Center, we have the Fort Brown Golf Center, we have the Valley Inn Country Club, we have Rancho Viejo, which has the Diablo and the Angel course. We have the Riverbend Golf Club, and then we have the South Padre Island Golf Club. Golfing is huge because people that are golfers like to travel and try different golf courses. So if you know or hear somebody that's interested in golf, just tell them that please come to Brownsville, Texas, and you have the opportunity to play in 7 different courses, which are located 25 minutes from our lovely city. Brownsville has one of the last few non-developed beaches in the state of Texas. It's our very own Boca Chica Beach. How do you get to Boca Chica Beach? Well, you come to Brownsville, you travel on Highway 4. When you get to the end of the Seaman and you see hundreds of feet of sand, and all of a sudden you see thousands of miles of beach, that is Boca Chica Beach. If you turn to the left or you turn to the right, you aren't going to see any buildings for many, many miles because it's undeveloped. This is a great opportunity for the people that want to get away and just listen to the beautiful sounds of birds and waves. This is it. Boca Chica Beach, one of the few undeveloped beaches in the state of Texas, located here in your backyard of Brownsville, Texas. Some of our yearly fiestas is Char Days. Char Days is our own personal Mardi Gras, where we celebrate the union of 2 countries. It's Mexico or Matamoros, Tamaulipas, which is right across the river, which is like literally 3 minutes away from us, and Brownsville, the state of Texas in the United States. We have a week-long celebration which starts with the Baile del Sol on a Sunday and it ends the following Saturday. Within Char Days, you have two other organizations. You have the Mr. Amigo Association and you have the Sombrero Fest also going on at the same time. Sombrero Fest is an area where the family can gather. There's plenty of food, there's plenty of contests, there's plenty of music, and then you have the Mr. Amigo Association. Mr. Amigo Association is famous for bringing a celebrity from Mexico, and this celebrity is called Mr. Amigo, which could be a male or a female. And who is Mr. Amigo? Mr. Amigo is a person or personality from Mexico that is still working on strengthening the bonds between Brownsville, Texas, the United States, and Mexico. We're working together and making sure that our bicultural nations stay strong and united. And we named this person Mr. Amigo. And they come to Brownsville and they celebrate our union by attending our Char Days, Mr. Amigo, and Sombrero Fest functions. Matter of fact, our first Mr. Amigo was an ex-president, Miguel Alemán. Our second Mr. Amigo was one of my favorites, comedian Cantinflas, or he made a movie here in the United States called Pepe, P-E-P-E, and he also came out around the world in 80 days and starred with David Nevins and many other stars. So those are the types of celebrities that we bring to Brownsville as Mr. Amigo. We also have every March Air Fiesta. Air Fiesta is a commemorative Air Force, which also has its own museum, and it's a celebration of air travel, aeronautics, from biplanes from the early 1900s to the stealth bomber that toured Brownsville a couple of years ago. They reenact Tora Tora Tora, which was a battle in World War II. And we have thousands and thousands of visitors that come into Brownsville because this is an unreal air show and it's your own Air Fiesta. Every October we celebrate our musical heritage by celebrating the Latin Jazz Festival. It was inaugurated in 1997 by Tito Puente, one of the world-renowned Latin jazz musicians. This is a 3-day event. We start with a Thursday evening at a no cost to anyone, where we have musicians play. Then we have Friday and Saturday. It's also where we bring internationally famous musicians where you can attend and hear the beauty and the strong moving music of Latin jazz. Every October, Latin Jazz Festival is held. Before we go into the next one, we also have to say that in October, we also have the world-renowned Zoofari. Gladys Porter Zoo has its annual fundraiser, which is a 2-day attraction. We have all kinds of things auctioned off. We have music. We have all kinds of displays available. So remember, also in October, we have Zoofari. Starting in the week before Thanksgiving, and it runs through January 3rd, we have something that started a few years ago, the Holiday Village. The Holiday Village is located at the Dean Porter Park Plaza, the Dean Porter Park. And what we have, for instance, last year we had 16 cottages, miniature-sized cottages, which is replicas of buildings throughout the city, and they're adorned in Christmas lights and what have you to make it, give us the Holiday Village and the Christmas spirit throughout November and December. For instance, we have one that's the Immaculate Conception Cathedral, and it's so beautiful. People are amazed how it looks exactly like the Immaculate Conception. So this is at no charge, and it's Monday through Saturday, beginning in the week before Thanksgiving through January 3rd. The Holiday Village, which is located at the Dean Porter Park. Now, we like to see people would like to compare us to another city. We like to compare ourselves to the city of New Orleans. And the reason we say that, because in New Orleans you have Mardi Gras, a celebration, and we also have our personal Mardi Gras of Char Days. And Char Days is a week long, and we have parades, we have music, we have a lot of food, we have a lot of entertainment, and we have an international celebrity, Mr. Amigo. They have a port, and we have a world-renowned port as well. And matter of fact, our port of Brownsville is one of our larger employers here in the city. They have great food, and we have great food. They have seafood, and we have seafood, but we also have great Mexican food. They have a bridge, but we also have bridges, and ours are international bridges. We go into another country. They go into to Louisiana, but we like to compare ourselves to them anyway. The architect, very similar. If you look at their architect, just go to our city-owned Puerto building located on East 13th and Madison, and you'll see the beautiful architect that New Orleans has. Of course, they have great music. We have fantastic music as well throughout the year. And of course, we brag about it at Latin Jazz Festival. But if you go downtown Brownsville, which now has several clubs, where you're going to find all types of music, from recent music to Latin music to merengue to piano bar music. Downtown Brownsville has great music as well as along the north side of Brownsville. Well, as you can see, there's a lot to do in Brownsville and a lot of places to go. And if you would like to have the Brownsville Tourist Ambassador Program presented to you, your organization, your group, please feel free to call me, Bean Ayala, at the Brownsville Convention and Visitors Bureau. Better yet, why don't you drop on in at at the Information Center and see what we have to offer, brochures, maps, and what have you. And come on by, because Brownsville is always a fiesta. Thank you.